It'll be interesting to see if either of these teams decide to employ that here on CT side. It'll be map 2 of a best-of-3 between SKDC and SYOPS. The road to Aspen continues, and SYOPS backs against the wall. We haven't seen a tiebreaker yet, Launders. Perhaps we'll see one here between these two teams. SYOPS will have to win this map to do so. They've already taken control of sewers, but instead of going into the B side, they're actually going to come up the steps and come over into party towards the bathrooms, and they're sick, continuing the carnage onto Elige, and now they're going to reverse field again, back down the stairs over to sewers.
Why not?
You guys just playing Ring Around the Rosie, looking for frags.
Ooh.
That's Sank with the quick peeks. He's able to stop one. That's Vice before being traded out by M4J as Ocean. And L's combined to get one apiece. Ocean getting himself a second. And I don't know, maybe the reversals were a bit too much as SKDC weathers the storm and wins the round.
It kind of worked. I mean, they only had to deal with Sank in the site, traded 1 for 1, but then they didn't plant the bomb, and then they got picked from upper, and they got picked from the side, and they let the rotate come, and then it all went to shit. But they had that. I think they had a right idea. Like, the rotates are so quick for them. Why not? They caused the rotate to come out, but yeah, I think maybe if they had a smoke or two, it would have been a solid fake.
Yeah, I like the thought. I mean, they picked up a frag, reverse field. Picked up another frag, reverse field. And it's just one of those things where they kind of gave away their position when they came in that site. And there were 2 in front of them. And here you go. Ocean and Elige combining to drop 3 in a row to bring it down to just Smelly on basically the full save for the terrorists. But not too surprising. SKDC, extremely CT-sided map. Picking up the pistol. Whoa, Smelly! He's able to drop Wabbit and gets himself the gun. That's the FAMAS. He was the sole defender at the A site, but not surprising when the bomb's down at B. So realistically, Smelly could just retreat and hang on to his gun. But he decides to fight, and Els makes him pay for it.
Yeah, so it can be pretty detrimental, like not being able to win a pistol and get a couple of free rounds, even though you can get ecoed pretty easily. So, but the pistol being a really grace round for you, it's kind of like your best odds to win any single round on T side on any map really, but you know, on sided maps especially. And that can be a problem in terms of, like, you know, what makes CS so fun to watch, but yeah, like, you know, people can eco, and it does happen quite often. So it's not exactly a free three rounds once you win a pistol. Don't want to go that far. Ooh, nice spray.
It's a little more difficult on this map, but I would agree that, yeah, you know, it's not a foregone conclusion even after the CZ nerf. But Sapphire Kelowna handling their business, and they did it convincingly. They didn't lose anyone in that round. And you take a look at their bankroll, they were able to basically stay above almost 4K, save for Ocean. So they'll be able to rebuy even if they lose this round in the first gun round of the half. And already we see Elige pushing up through the park, and he's going to go for the long flank. Look at this, he's going to get right behind him. He picks up Els. Actually, that's N4J and Smelly as Els is able to drop sick. He's going to shoot the picnic table for good measure and find himself a free AK. And he sees Vice, the final terrorist player, and that AK that he picked up does work. And that was a perfect flank by Elige.
Yeah, that worked out. Someone called that the oldest trick in the book yesterday during the ESEA. Or actually earlier today. I took a nap, so I don't even know what day it is.
Rapping through long there? Through the park?
Rapping through long, yeah.
Because, you know, to be honest, there's been a lot of games where I've seen no one ever goes there, including the terrorists. So you can take a gamble by rotating through there quickly and not expecting any opposition, and he did, and it paid off big time.
Yeah, showing that they're really accustomed to the map, confident as well. And Lee just locked it down.
Yeah, and this gamble that SYOPS took, I think, on this map may not be paying off. As it's down to the final terrorist player, it's X9. Looking for just any kind of frag he can pick up. Can't find it. Elige squeaks out with 3 HP, only dropping Els. And SKDC, they're on a roll here, carrying the momentum from the previous map.
Yeah, now I want to know what SYOPS wants to do. They're waiting for this round. They've tried some stuff. They tried A, B. You know, they've tried to. They can't even really get to a site. So they will be worried at this point. They want to win this round. This is where it needs to start. 5 rounds up. The economy's too good for SK Kelowna. It's not going to get any easier, right? So even though every round is a reset in CS, that the economy does give you a lasting advantage. And if you aren't able to put a dent in it, especially when you're on the T side, then you're going to have to win hard rounds in a row.
Yeah, you are constantly fighting from behind off the back foot as X9's patience pays off at the bottom of the stairs there. And look at Vice coming through the smoke. That's a ballsy play there to drop Sank.
It's a good trade.
Brings it to a 3-on-3, and this is a winnable round for SYOPS. As you see, Els has dropped down to 20 HP. Ocean also wounded. The thing about this map that's so difficult is the sites are so close together. It's such a quick rotate, a la a map like Nuke.
But if you get someone to fall down the stairs and then smoke them out, the rotates are quick for T's too, so that's what makes it so interesting. And he gets the bomb down.
And there's that forward plant that we talked about, Launders.
Yeah,
and the 2 nades! Oh my gosh, they connect and bring the CTs to their knees as it's just Ocean remaining. He does have a kit, though, and a couple of utility nades to work with. And here's another one of those changes that makes it so difficult on the retake. No stairs. You got to come up E-box.
He has no chance to win this because of the cat plants.
And there it is, Smelly closing out the round with a defensive frag as SYOPS gets on the board.
It's a huge round, but now, okay, I said that round was important. This round is like 10 times more important for their half. Because if they don't win this round, well, how they have so much money, actually. They just won 1 round, and, oh, they saved 3. So, actually, that's a good sign that they actually saved 3 and they only had to rebuy 2 people. So, maybe if, well, the thing is, they're going to have such a, their losing bonus is going to bite them in the ass, but at the same time, since they were able to save 3 guns last round, they might be able to buy, in spite of that fact, if they lose and are on a $1,400 losing bonus. But they still want to win it for the sake of having a second round on the board. 5-2, 10 times better than 5-1.
This is kind of a curious setup by SYOPS. They leave the bomb essentially in the center of the map, basically right outside of T-spawn, as they're feeling out at long towards B, whereas one player is keeping them honest at party right outside of the park as Ocean steps up on the site and spots one down outside of the sewers. Vice picks up that shot on the Sank. So this is a good start, although as soon as I say that, Elige is able to pick up one on the sick as Els drops Smelly. So the bomb's still back in T-spawn, and N4J, the only terrorist remaining with that op, probably wants to hang on to this. Actually, their economy is not too bad. They should be able to rebuy, but it's going to be looking a lot better if you can hang on to this AWP.
Are they going to go look for him? I assume they're just going to run at him. Els wants it. By the ladder, trying to save this. 7 seconds left. Are they going to find him? I don't think they... Actually, they might.
They're definitely on the hunt. They're looking for him, but he's doing a good job of remaining elusive. Again, this is such a huge... Oh, wow! They find him right at the last second, and he hits that quick scope shot onto Ocean to keep hold of that op, which was so important.
Critical save. That's the difference between a full buy right now. So he can drop a Galil for X9 who can armor up. Which I hope he will. Well, I guess they're not going to. Maybe they see some importance in keeping that extra $4,000.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was extremely important for SYOPS to have any sort of economic leverage for this round.
Yeah.
But you still see, even with that AWP, X9 is light. He's got nothing to speak of. No armor. Basically just a upgrade in the pistol department.
Yeah, I mean, they could have dropped him a Galil and he could have bought armor for himself, so that's what I don't get, but...
Yeah, perhaps a little bit of miscommunication by SYOPS.
He could have had a full nade set, armor, Galil, P250.
Yeah, that's a good point. They still got 4K on the board. That's definitely a misstep by SYOPS. A little bit of economic
making it work.
Wait,
they have 2 offs?
so to speak.
Oh.
I think they picked up one off the frag. As in for Jay, there's Vice.
Whoa.
Dropping L's, brings it down to just Ocean, but he is finding the lurker. That's X9. But that's not too bad of a loss, as, again, he didn't have anything to speak of. Yeah, all he had was a pistol. He was the misdirector, the lemming, the bait, so to speak, over at B, as the remainder of SYOPS is taking control of the A site, and there's N4J closing out the round on the Ocean.
I mean, when they're winning these C rounds, they're keeping 3 or 4 alive, which is great. It's instantly, you know, salvaging their economy after losing multiple rounds in a row and then having to deal with a losing bonus. So that's awesome for them. I mean, they'll be able to buy next round, even if they lose this, and it's 6-2. So they're still in this. And, you know, like, the only reason that we're not talking so much about how SK has a 6-round lead is because once that gap gets closed to like 2-3 rounds, it's not even a lead anymore.
Especially on this map. Yeah, if they get to 4 or 5 rounds, they're pretty good. They're set for the next round if they've got, you know, a solid CT side. And you would think this is their map pick, that they are comfortable. They are ready to go on CT side on this map. It's just a question of getting those comfortable few rounds on T side that you need. And again, we're seeing a similar setup by SYOPS where they just kind of drop the bomb in a safe place and start feeling around the map looking for a pick. And oh, is that a boost? Is that a boost? Look at this beast.
Yeah.
Look at this beast boost. Through the door, spraying down sick. It's Olaf 2.0.
I thought he'd be able to see him through the door, but I guess not.
And that's the thing. That's really the most obvious and typical boost that you see on this map. But there are variations of that actual boost where you can move a little bit back and forth down that wall so they can't dial into exactly where you're going to be peeking over it.
Yeah.
So it looks like the terrace might be working for another one of those short plants at A. Yep, there it is. It's a bank shot smoke. But Elise taking out Smelly as he kind of exposed himself going for that smoke. And Vice is going to move up into that smoke and get the bomb planted just as we suspected. They're going to have to back off, but they're expending a lot of energy to do this. And for Jay gets the op shot onto Wabbit. There's 2 terrorists remaining to defend this plant up against 3 CTs. There's the counter smoke that are trying to move in for the plant, but there's a little bit of a sliver for Vice to shoot through. He gets one, crouches and peeks and gets another. Down to a 2-on-1, and N4J closes it out on L's and PsyOps. Another T-side round. Big-time win for those two, N4J and Vice.
2v4. 2v4. Excellent. Excellent play from PsyOps. And yeah, here, so SK on a save. If they don't blow this round, that's 6-4. PsyOps already have a half, and they didn't even have to win the pistol to do it.
Yeah, and like, I think you made the comment before we started. It's one of those things that, you know, if you're on T side, obviously you want to get that pistol round win because you can turn it into 3 easy rounds. But, you know, if you can manufacture 4 or 5 gun rounds, that's even better.
Yeah, like that manufacturer.
Oh, and Wabbit tried to play possum with Vice, but ultimately loses his life in the process. As 3 quick frags come off the board for the terrorists, and they're taking full advantage of this save round for the CTs. And they're going to get a 4th round, Launders, and if they get 1 more, they're going to feel really comfortable on their map pick on D side.
Yeah, I mean, especially if they get a next round, because then Sapphire on a save, and then they're actually tied, basically. So,
and that's the thing. It's like, you don't pick this map if you're not comfortable on T side because you know you have to play T side to start it.
Yep. So, yeah, this is, I mean, this is, PsyOps feel good, but this is when it's, like, most hot. If they can actually win this round, like, if Sapphire Kelowna come with 11-4 half, then both sides might feel good about it. If PsyOps win this round, Sapphire Kelowna might feel, like, destroyed, basically.
It's possible. It really is.
Because you would have to see a save from them.
And this is the 3rd time we've seen this setup for PsyOps, and it leads me to believe that it's, you know, absolutely part of their playbook, but something they've pre-tested on this map. They leave the bomb in this exact same spot, and then they all go out, and basically it's like a search and destroy mission. They don't even worry about trying to get the plant off. They just look for frags.
Mm-hmm. How else? Jump spotting that stairs exit. And they're just looking for the picks here, and SK don't want to do it. Don't want to give them the picks. But they are conceding sewer, so they don't know if they're lung. And so there's a lot of pressure on Sangsington in the B site to make sure that he gets a frag, because if they don't, if he gets picked off, then they could run at A, and the rotates would have to come out.
And even though they are so close and quick, at this point, they're already right upon you. They can get into the site and wall you off with smokes and flashes. As here comes the execute, and it looks like it's actually a misdirection. They're trying to draw some attention to the B site. Ocean is able to drop one, and Elise is going for that forward plant, but he's flashed and exposed in the smoke and gets dropped, so the bomb is down.
10 seconds. Oh, bomb's such a bad spot.
That was a poor bounce, not very fortuitous for SYOPS and SKDC. Closing out the round, that's Ocean with the 3K.
Yeah, was Elige who stopped the plant, I think?
Actually,
no,
yeah.
he was he? Yeah,
Yeah, it was Elige. He spotted him through the smoke. It wasn't quite good enough to cover him. So,
okay.
And he was flashed as well, so the planter couldn't even see Elige.
Wow.
Just pretty much a gimme kill for him to stop that plant.
Critical. But yeah, again, like PsyOps on the rounds that they won, they kept 3 and 4 people alive, so they actually have enough money right now to buy for even another round after this. Sapphire Kelowna on the back foot.
Yeah, that's the thing. PsyOps has 4 money to buy here in this round, despite the fact that they lost the last. And oof, coming out of squeaky door, Sank picks up sick. Give them the man advantage, and curiously enough, they're coming through long.
Yeah, and they've got so much information, Sapphire Kelowna, that this aggressive push is really paying off, especially because they got the frag. Now they have so much information on B, they're not going to bite too hard on a fake, and they won't have to rely on Elige to like stop a plant when they didn't think that it was going to be at the other site.
Yeah, basically they know it's at A now.
Yeah, for all PsyOps knows, they're getting flanked right now, so it's they're going to feel a lot of pressure to go to A. I don't think that's going to work for them.
Yeah, the bomb is on point. Trying to make them, and look at this, it's a boost on the T side. But Sapphire Kelowna playing smart, playing patient, not exposing themselves to that boost, surely aware of it. And it definitely looks like they're going for that forward plant. Once again, the smokes are out for it.
Counter flash is so good.
But that's the thing, SKDC has been pretty good at countering it. And look, another fortuitous bomb bounce bounces right into the lap of Wabbit off of that frag. And that is extremely unlucky for the terrorist. It's up to N4J, and now just Smelly trying to spray down as many as he can. He's going to get one, a second through the smoke, forced to reload, and pays for it with his life. Elige closes him out with a little bit of help from Wabbit.
Yeah.
And that's a big round win for SKDC.
Yeah, for sure. Also, the other factor is an 11-4 half, right? You're always going to feel better if you win the last rounds as opposed to, win the early rounds and then blow the last round. So if SK are able to get away with this round and some more, I mean, PsyOps will be on a losing bonus. Even when they're flat broke, they might be able to buy for an extra round before thinking about saving. But that SK setup is starting to work a lot better. And again, this is like, a team with more experience, learning from their mistakes, showing what they can do when they have adjusted their setups properly, when they have the good aim. And this cat aggression has worked for them. But the entry's coming out.
Yeah, looking good to start this round. They're just committed to going at B. Storming through the pit, and they're actually going to plant. Oh, no! They try to get the plant off, but immediately countered, and that is just decimation on a grand scale by SKDC. Is sick, the last one standing for the terrorist, and he's not going down now. The fight, he gets 2 in a row to bring it to a one-on-one, and the bomb is actually in the center of the site. If he can grab it and plant, actually, it's probably going to come off the back of a frag here. Sank is just going to kite the site. Wait to hear that telltale sign of the plant and make a move. And there it is. Plays it patiently and picks up the frag. Nice attempt, though, by Sick, who gets 3 on the round.
Yeah, for sure. They really forced the issue with that plant. They went up there and tried to get the bomb down, get lucky. Because I think they were just afraid, but they didn't have a smoke to smoke off the guy in pit. He ended up stopping the bomb. No one even watched him run up the ramp to stop him. So it's still a little bit messy, a little bit sloppy on this map. so far. We've seen a couple of plants at A, right, where they didn't even plant the smoke. They missed their smoke or didn't have a good smoke there to stop. Like, it hasn't even been Sapphire spamming smokes to kill them. It's like the bomb planter is kind of out in the open.
Right, exactly. They think they're safe, and it's one of those situations where you can't see anything as the person in the smoke, but you're pretty much right out in the open for the person outside of the smoke. And they're going for it again. Now they're trying to spray through the smoke.
There we go.
But this time,
He's
look
defusing
at Smelly. He's still in the smoke.
He's defusing it. Oh, he get away.
That was insane. He went right for the defuse, right next to the planter, who was still standing there after the fact. But ultimately gets fragged, and the CT's moving swiftly. They get the defuse, and SYOPS will be forced to invest in this final round of the half. And Launders, if they can pick it up, realistically, that's a pretty successful half for them. 10-5 here on Overpass.
Yep, that's for sure. You know what they don't do that they need to do more of? They need to get that early B control. They need to get that cat control. Fight for it, I think, because that's their best bet to get an early pick. And they need to take a risk because they're conceding too much map control for free. And then they need to do spams and wait for boosts and stuff like that. But the smokes are out, and they have a SK have a smoke to smoke off sewer before they get there. That's what they're doing. Probably not something SYOPS is used to. Teams that know smokes.
Yeah, that's the thing. Particularly, this is their map pick, and one they probably expected their opponent not to be that prepared on. But honestly, I think the fact that they picked Cobble goes to show that they're probably prepared for Overpass, because Overpass has played more than Cobble.
Yep. And yeah, so they get that. They managed to get out the door and get a trade on Senk, who's actually waiting for them. And now they have control of this part of the map. This is going to give them a lot more confidence, even if they just want to execute A. Because I feel like they get panicky when they want to go A and they just don't have any other map control, because they get the feeling that they're wasting too much time and that they're being flanked, or that the A stack is going to come out, or whatever it is. So now that they have control of this part of the map, they have a lot more options, probably feeling a lot more safe. And this is when we've seen them win rounds, so we'll see if that works out for them.
And it looks like SYOPS is going to... Whoa! Vice just nasty entry into the A site. Whoa. And Terrace winning that round off the back of their gun plan. Like I said, Launders, they get to that 10-5, and they're probably feeling pretty comfortable. But a lot of that is predicated on the results of this pistol.
For sure, for sure. That's definitely the problem. Pistols feel like a little bit random, and they have like so much weight in the game. And you can't say like one team is just gonna win pistol it's just so good at pistols that they always win pistols.
It's so randy. I mean, that's why you never want to get to the point where the pistol is a must win for you.
Right, exactly. I wonder if SYOPS can win this.
But see, that's the thing. I don't feel like it is a must win. I feel like they absolutely want to win it, but at the same time, picking this map, I would feel like they would feel confident enough.
I think it's going to
be able to win it without winning this pistol round.
I feel like if Sapphire Kelowna would decide to rush B on a rifle round, just for fun, they might win. You know, like they have good aim. So I think that's the problem. Like they're going to be above and beyond like most of the teams that SYOPS have practiced with. So it's going to be tough to even stop like the most simple of strats, and so they're going to have to expect to lose a couple of T rounds here. Like, I doubt they'll be able to just sew it up, but I might be wrong.
And that's the thing. On the flip side, I feel like SKDC might be a team that has some pretty interesting strats up their sleeve on a must-win round like the pistol. And here they go. Carnage is out on the B site. They brought it down to a 2-on-2, but the bomb, no, it gets dropped. And it's up the ocean, and SYOPS pulls the pistol round together.
Nice.
Big time win, and off the backs of a 2K by Smelly, who's starting to pick it up, Launders.
Yeah, so Smelly a little bit sleepy on it, Cobble, but definitely a solid player. And they won that pistol. I mean, if this was two evenly matched teams in whatever, in Maine or whatever, I would say SYOPS are probably about to win. You know, but I don't know if Sapphire Kelowna are completely out of this. But maybe we'll see Inferno. Maybe I'm getting that sense.
Man, I would really love to see a tiebreaker, particularly on Inferno. I mean, we've seen the 2 crazy maps. Let's get back to the bread and butter of CSGO. That is Inferno. And SKDC trying to get something going here. They're not investing too much in this round, but Els! Whoa, my goodness, gets the piercing shot on the X9, follows it up with a headshot on the Sick. But they find themselves a couple of FAMASas off the back of those frags by Els. That's big time.
Oh.
But Smelly on the flank with his trusty P90 retrieves. I thought he was going to go for the FAMAS, but keeps the P90, and there you go. He's one away from top fragging for his team.
Yeah. I really, really wonder if they're in this. No, SK are going to be on another eco. It doesn't seem like their ecos are super strong right now. They got a couple smokes out. Looks like they're going to go... I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, this is absolutely doable by SYOPS. They got to play patiently. They got to play methodical. But as CT-sided as this is, and the fact that they picked up the pistol and they're looking to make it 3-0.
Yeah. I mean, they don't exactly have to have better aim than SK to win on CT side. That's the thing, right?
No.
You just have to have a competent CT side and trade.
Play the odds, play methodical. It's down to just Ocean. And he's going to get the plant.
Yeah. You managed to just run through Park.
Excellent job to get into the site and get the plant off. He will go down, and that's a bit of a mistake by SYOPS. Obviously, that was the 3rd round, so they were going to be buying after this anyways, but that's going to get them that extra chunk of change to really flesh out their kits.
Yeah,
and those are mistakes that really SYOPS can't afford to make.
Yeah, I mean, every bomb plant is an extra $4,000 in total for the team. So it's, yeah, and then you get the option op. You might have the ability to buy again, you know, after you lose. It really does add up. Especially, I mean, you don't look at a bomb plan as like the most terrible thing, you know, if you couldn't help it. Like if they had a full eco strat, they had 5 alive and they got the bomb down. But if, you know, there's 1 player alive, there's 3 of you, and you still let them plant the bomb, then you don't feel good about it.
I feel like it was a momentary lapse of
he heard him running through Park, and Ocean knew like he had to get moving, so it's a good play by him. Very telling gun round here. Extremely telling. This score is almost tied.
Yeah, it basically is all knotted up as you take a look at X9. Taking a peek over the top, over towards Squeaky. Look at Wabbit. Might get some damage on X9 with the piercing shot.
Doing a little better than him.
And that's one of the elements that I think is so appealing about this map. You got the boost, you got the wall bangs. It's like it harkens back to 1.6 days. It really does.
Yeah, and these boosts are like things that had to be learned, but at the same time seem like they should have been obvious or were obvious the whole time.
Yeah, intended almost. You know, sometimes you have these things that happen by accident. You know, Mapmaker didn't intend it. Someone discovers it regardless. But something like that, surely I think was intended by the Mapmakers. Here's another forward plant, this time from SKDC, taking a page out of SYOPS' book. But Vice knows how to defend it. The bomb does get planted.
This is tough.
But now
they could easily
just
get mowed down with Crossfire.
Oh, they're going to hold it off. It's a 2-on-2. The bomb's still ticking. Now a 2-on-1. Wabbit, the only one left to defend it. He's going to drop X9. Looking for the second. He clutches the round.
No.
Drops Sick. And SYOPS. Oh, that's unfortunate for them, playing right in the hands of SKDC, but a big-time clutch performance by Wabbit.
Yeah, huge. That was sick shooting. 1v2 when they needed it. I'm surprised SYOPS got that close to winning the round. 4 alive in the after plant. I don't care how many CTs you have. That's just such an easy mow down on players funneling into the bomb, especially when there's no one on the flank. Which I think that they should have maybe sent 1 person on the flank. That would have made a huge difference. But yeah, now it's 11-8. I mean, not an insurmountable score at all. But right off the bat, you got a rifle round. Sapphire Kelowna won it immediately. So. And
you see Elise with a nice spray down on the rush for the eco. Brought down to just Sick with his scout, and he gets taken out by Els. Only 1 dropped. It's Wabbit. And SapphireKelowna.com retakes control of this match with those 2-round wins off the first gun round. And that's the thing. SYOPS, they kind of opened the door for themselves with that pistol round, and then they, you know, obviously handled their business, got 2 more to get back in this game. But that rifle loss, and then, of course, the ego
Think about
there.
that. It would be 10-10 right now.
Exactly.
Nuts to think about.
They're not out of it yet, though.
Nope.
But they're going all in on this round. As N4J going with that auto sniper. Big time investment. It's got to pay off for them.
Playing the steal spot.
The steal spot. Let's see. Oh, okay. Gotcha. In the pit, watching through the sewer tunnels.
There was that map, I think they were playing against Virtus Pro, where Steel's playing the spot, and like every round he got like 1 P250'd. Like, and just casting. It was just extremely funny. But sad for Rabbit though.
And Sapphire Kelowna knows the importance of this round, obviously playing quite slowly, looking to work their way into the A site. And it, honestly, Launders, it feels like this is now the bread and butter. This is the meta for the T side on Overpass. It's that short plant, that plant for cat on the A site.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if this is a proper smoke, though. Oh.
You see, as a result, it's looking like SKDC is stacking the A site. At least a quick rotate as Elige picks up 1.
Uh-oh.
Above E-Box and follows it up with a second, despite the fact he's only got 7 HP as the bomb does get planted. And it's N4J with that trusty auto sniper. But curiously enough, that was a misdirection. The bomb was planted at B. So now he's in full save mode, forced to retreat, and SKDC continues their control of the gun rounds. That will be 3 in a row for them.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to tell if a fake ever works, or if it's just that if your guy selling the fake get a frag, then the opponents have like no choice but to rotate. And so it's like SK are able to frag out on T side like no problem. I mean, as you mentioned, you know, these players are on another level, and so it's tough. I mean, I think SYOPS but also, I mean, they let the bomb go down in A pretty easily. Like, they didn't even have a plan for that regular new plant spot, which I think they should have had because they should have been expecting it. But at this point, it's, you know, 13 rounds, they're on another save, and again, you break the bank of the CTs. It's just two rounds every time you win 1.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point, because you saw that it was obviously a big part of their T side. You had to expect it as you switch to C2. And it seemed like their defense of that particular plant hasn't been that great so far on this half. As here we go on the save, it's actually quite good for SYOPS. They've already dropped 2 guns, but the scope's still in the hands of Sapphire Kelowna as they're going to move for that forward plant on the A site in the smoke, just playing it safe for good measure. As Smelly has found himself an AK that he'll probably want to save. Looks like N4J is just going to look for an exit kill. He's already got 1 kill on the round. Hasn't found himself a gun, though. So he's going to hopefully get himself a frag and maybe a free gun as his teammate tries to save the AK.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, a last opportunity here for SYOPS to get back into this game. Because again, they lose 1 more, they're back on a save. N4J is about to die to this bomb, I think. Or I guess not. Yeah, he's... Oh, wow. He almost saved that gun. I think either way they're going to have a full buy here. If not for that drop. I think Smelly could drop an op. No, he's got to buy armor. Or does he already have armor? No, they're just going to opt not to do it. It could make a difference. It may not. I think their bigger problem is like not being able to stop that plan in A. And obviously right now they fell for a B fake because they weren't able to stop the entries from the T selling the fake. So the early counter flashes aren't there, and I guess the aim is a little bit favoring SK as well, even though I thought it wouldn't have come down to that.
Yeah, and it's probably going to come down to this round right here for SYOPS. If they can pick it up, they could live to fight another day, but if they lose this, I think that's going to be all she wrote. As SKDC opens it up off the back of Sank's headshot onto Smelly as Wabbit connects with that op onto Sick. Meanwhile, it looks like Vice has picked up L's to try to even the odds somewhat, but he goes down to Elige, and they're going to try to get into the A site where it looks like there's only one defender. It's X9. He's able to get a Liege, but sank with a trade out. There's that typical smoke they're going to plant for. He's actually not in the smoke, but it really doesn't matter. He's going to back off, and there's just one CT remaining. It's in for Jay. He's got a kit. Gives away his position with a little bit of the stomping on the E-box. And again, this is just such a... You have to come kill the T's. You can't go for the plant here. Or the defuse.
He's spent too much time. It's over.
They're just playing possum with him, and Sank closes it out with a piercing headshot through the ledge there. As Ocean found himself a auto sniper, and Sapphire Kelowna looking to close this out in 2 maps.
They haven't won a CT rifle round. How crazy is that? I mean, they've actually only had 3 chances, but still, that'd be...
Yeah, because the other 2 were saves. That's a good point. But you're right. I mean, you can't just bank on the easy wins from the anti-ecos. You got to be able to win rifle rounds, particularly on CT side. And this is really looking like Sapphire Kelowna's match to lose. As SYOPS really hasn't had an answer, and that was the thing. We felt like they did enough. They did what they needed to do to make a go of it here in the second half. And even on top of that, they won the pistol and got the subsequent 2 rounds. But the fact that they haven't won a gun round on CT side on their map pick is quite surprising to me. It's now 3-on-3, under a minute on the clock. Potentially final round in this matchup unless SYOPS can eke out the victory. As the terrorists are definitely favoring the B side. They're coming slowly into the pit. And curiously enough, there's actually only one there to defend it. It's Sick. He's kind of cheating towards sewers. Oh, now he hears that. He's smoked off.
Wow.
He's going to call for the rotate, but he can't force the issue. He can't go in there and contest this plant, so they will get the bomb planted. Nicely done by Sapphire Kelowna to get in there and get the plant off uncontested.
Yeah, it was a good rotate.
Elise taking out Vice in upper, and now it's just down to Sick. And he gets dropped by Elise as well. It's a 3K for him, and SapphireKelowna.com wins the match 16-8. Another sweep, as it's just been a whole lot of dominance here in the first round of the playoffs. But, I mean, I guess it's to be expected. When you go into a BO3, and usually the matchups are favoring, you know, the higher seeds.
Yeah,
Sometimes you just end up with convincing games, and you don't end up seeing a tiebreaker.